Hello, Kevin.
I was actually getting battered by the police at that stage.
Oh, were you?
Getting hit with truncheons, getting off the pitch.
Why?
Yeah.
What did you do?
No, they just come on very aggressive. I didn't really see too much of what had happened with Cass that night, but
Nobody did because we wasn't on telly.
yeah, I know, that's it. And it all just went off. Yeah, it was chaos in the stadium.
To jog your memory, or younger listeners, Ireland were in a group with Yugoslavia, very good team, technically good, of course, and Croatia, who finished third in the World Cup in '98, so an excellent Croatian team. And Ireland did very well, as we remember, won all home games, dropped points on the road. Macedonia away. That's the one that still bothers Mick McCarthy. Even when we interviewed Mick McCarthy not so long ago, the one he still loses sleep over above anything else
But
is
that's all
Macedonia away.
we were qualified, weren't we? Qualified into injury time. That's it, done and dusted.
Should never have been in a qualifier playoff against Turkey, but you were because of Macedonia away.
Yeah, I know.
1-1 in Dublin. The Turks came here, 1-1 in Dublin, and then 0-0 away. Cass was thrown on with 10 minutes to go to try and nick one, and didn't, but then got in a mass brawl.
Then all hell broke loose. Yeah,
He still has to serve a 4-game suspension, Cascarino. Never has.
he ever
yeah.
comes
That's
back.
one thing we're going to have to ask him. Is he still actually officially banned from international football?
And as you say, the second leg not on television. This was quite scandalous. I had forgotten the details of this, or maybe was too young to care. But the first leg was obviously on in Dublin. RTE were the host broadcasters, and then the Turkish satellite channel Star TV. They do some good stuff.
They still exist, by the way.
Do they?
If you ever go into the outer reaches of your skybox, they're there. In different, like, whatever.
Star Turkey.
Star Entertainment. Yeah,
Maybe.
it's like general Middle East kind of stuff.
Well, Star TV held the rights to the game, and originally they signalled their intention that they would charge RTE the nominal sum of, well, not so nominal, 1 million for the match. I thought that said £1 for a second, but it was 1 million.
£1 million. It would have been when that was it Irish?
In
Irish
1999 money.
Punts,
Yeah.
Kev.
Yeah.
02, I think, was
Proper money,
Irish
Kevin.
punch,
proper
yeah.
money.
There you go. Yeah.
So that would have been at the time €1.27 million.
Good Lord. It's good maths, Joe.
I was famously, it was 1.27 at the time. It's stuck in my head forever. So £1 million was the price for RTE. No problem. On the Friday before the game, Star said they now want 3 million.
Standard.
I don't recall this. I don't recall it.
You were ensconced.
I was in the zone, Rich.
You were in the zone.
Just concentrate on the game.
Albania pulled a similar trick, if I remember rightly, in 91 country, whereby the away qualifier for, I'm trying to think, was it the Euros in 92 or was it the World Cup qualifiers? Either way, we played Albania at home, definitely played them away, and the away game was shown in cinemas. I believe it was shown in the Savoy because RTE didn't have live coverage of it at the time.
Well, RTE Head of Sport, when it emerged that Star TV were looking for 3 times the initial asking price, told the Irish Examiner he was confident that sanity would prevail at Star TV. It didn't, and so the match was not on television, although it popped up in pockets. And so we'll have Cascarino on after 9. If you watch this game somewhere, do share and tell your experience, because it seems that somehow the good people at Vicar Street, good friends of the show, we've done shows there, they managed to get some feed. Like, how do you get a feed? There's no internet.
The miracle of closed circuit television, Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, God knows how it worked.
Would that just come from a dish on the roof?
They would have poked a dish on top of the thing, pointed it in a certain direction towards 24.5 East Astra, and
away you go.
Picked up the signal. Yeah.
Well, Vicar Street had it, and I've literally just seen this at 5 to 7.
Information has just come to hand.
No, it's been at hand for a long time. Nearly 20 years. Nearly 20 years. It's come to my hand.
You were a baby at the time, Joe.
5 to 7. I was trying to read up on this, and they say at Vicar Street, RTE's George Hamilton arrived at Vicar Street in time to give a commentary on the second half to those in Vicar Street.
That is class.
So if you watched in Vicar Street, the first half, Turkish commentary, not so good. George Hamilton allegedly arrived and gave commentary of the second half to the people at Vicar Street. We have text George Hamilton in the last 5 minutes. We are chasing Hamilton to get him on to verify this. He's coming on the air to give us his memories. Imagine that you're George Hamilton, your personal commentator.
That is class, though, isn't it? That is brilliant, honestly. I was totally unaware of this until exactly the same time.
Your ivory tower, Kev. Oh. Gabriel Egan would have done the commentary on radio.
Gabriel Egan, as far as I remember, on hand. I listened to it on the radio. I was eating my dinner as Cascarino got involved in the mass brawl, and the police were getting involved on the pitch. Shouting to the radio.
Yeah.
God be the days.
So
still happening out there, people.
I've just got memories of the first leg as well when we lost, and Lee Carsey gave the penalty away.
0-0 though, no?
No, one piece. 1-0 up.
Yeah, so
1-0 up late on. He scored a really good goal, actually.
He rolled around in the box and handled the ball.
No, I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, that's what happened, Kev.
No, I'll tell you what happened. He blocked a shot, and the ball kind of just landed. It was weird. It landed on his chest, so he just sat up. it was a weird when he watched it. He kind of just tried to sit up, and the ball he kind of sat up weird, and his arm moved into the ball. Really, it was one of them. It was a harsh one because he couldn't do anything. Maybe he should have
around the box, Kevin. He handled the ball.
No, if he'd have laid there, he probably would have got kicked. And he's probably thinking, I'm going to get absolutely smashed here, or I've just got to get up. And he tried to get up off the floor, and the ball just kind of hit his arm.
You've reopened some wounds there.
Well, after 9 o'clock, we'll dive deep there. Robbie Keane's goal against Turkey in Lansdowne, one of the best goals you will see from an 18-year-old, says a texter. Got him the move to Inter. Do you remember it?
Oh no, against Yugoslavia. His goal against Yugoslavia was
says
class.
Against Turkey.
No,
Kennedy scored a screamer against Yugoslavia.
No, Robbie's goal was brilliant against Yugoslavia as well. Was Robbie? Was it Dennis? Dennis hit a long. Was that the one? Dennis hit a long diagonal ball. Quinny flicked. No, Quinny was suspended for the first game. Or Quinny was injured for the first game. No, it was Yugoslavia when Robbie scored a cracker. His first goal, Dave Conley set him up. He pulled it back, and Robbie took a touch, instant finish. Like Robbie's goal against Yugoslavia and Turkey were brilliant. The Yugoslavia one was outstanding. Finish.
Better even than
brilliant.
Turkey.
Brilliant. Turkey was just a good. It was in the box, good finish. You know.
Turkey match was shown in the Submarine Bar Crumlin. Says Kev
right, yeah.
Ternier. I watched the match in the Fox Hunter pub in Lucan. I was only 10, but I do remember Kev Kilban had a nightmare.
I don't know what. Let's cast that. No.
They matched the pictures to RTE radio commentary. Owen Hand was outraged. Kevin and Palmerston. Owen Hand, was he outraged, Kevin, at Kevin Kilban, or was he outraged at the fight?
He's having a brutal game.
I was actually I was
Did
quite
you have
pleased.
a bad game?
No, I was quite pleased. I think I did. I just literally, that was the time when I first came in. That was the start. The Turkey first game was the start of me 66 consecutive games. Yeah. So no, but I did.
Nibble back there at Kevin Palmerston.
Personally, I felt as though I did quite well in those two games. Yeah.
So take Kevin Palmerston.
Yeah. I'll be the first to tell you when I've had a bad game.
That is true. That is true. Kevin Palmerston want to re-examine that. Pull his neck in there.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that. You were out with John Giles today, a man who never had a bad game for Ireland.
I was with Irish royalty today. I have to say that. Yeah, John. I spoke to the man himself. You were a friend of ours, Joe, Pat Duffy. So we because it's World Down Syndrome Day today, I'd spoken to Pat a number of weeks ago now about coming out to the Down Syndrome Centre in Cabinteely today. So anyway, he spoke to Gilesy, and John said he'd come out, and I mean, the man's a legend.
Yeah.
He is. And I tweeted a few pictures today with John, and getting involved, interacting with the kids there and the families. It was just a great morning, brilliant morning, and John can't do enough for us really. So he's a great man.
We've got the Down Syndrome Dublin T-shirt behind us there.
Yeah, this is from Down Syndrome Ireland. So this is the one that they sent me through. Actually, they wanted me to try and wear that and take a picture of it, but I just thought it might be quite nice to get it in the studio tonight. So so it's all good.
What kind of work goes on at Cabinteely then?
Well, basically support for families, for families of newborn children with Down syndrome, basically, and within that, physical therapy, i.e. physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, all these sorts of therapies that children with Down syndrome would need as they grow and develop.
Which makes a colossal difference.
Oh, massive. And no funding, Joe, as well. No government funding at all. So that's the thing. It's total.
Am I naive to just presume all this stuff is being funded by the government?
Yeah, we're very naive. Yeah, totally underfunded. So John and I have done things over in Westport, and you yourself, you actually helped us out over the last few years as well, Joe, when we did Sea to Summit over there 2 years ago, or 3 years ago I think it was now. And it's trying to raise much needed funds for the centre, because it's they've just actually opened two more. They've opened one in Portlaoise and one in Cork as well, so and it's just basically just total fundraising that tried to get the centres up and running.
Good. Sign me up for Sea to Summit again this year, Kev, if you want.
Will you do that?
If you want me, it's on.
Right.
I'm on the record here.
You said to me last year, Joe.
I'm on the record.
You said to me last year, yeah.
I'm on the record.
And then you actually give me a pie about 3 weeks before it.
You can play it back to me. I'm on the record.
Right.
Working off that
Sea
second
to Summit
donut.
2018.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get Nathan Murphy over as well.
Well, I think it's the least Nathan Murphy could do. So, lads, the Turkey game was my very first Ireland game. For some reason, my only memory is our goalkeeper wearing pants. Does Kev remember if I'm right, and which keeper was it?
Well, again, I've probably got another story on that one as well, because...
Save your stories for the football show.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Was it Shay Given?
No, Alan Kelly played the first game, then he got injured during the game. Dean Kiley came on for him.
Did he wear pants?
Kylie would have worn bottoms.
It could have been Dane Kiley then. If it was anyone, it would have been Dean Kiley. I wouldn't imagine Alan Kelly wearing tracky pants. Yeah.
Bottoms, as Packy Bottom used to call them.
Tracky bottoms, yeah.
He had it against the Moroccan keeper in 1998.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like keepers who wear bottoms.
We called actually Gary Kelly, Alan's brother, into the squad for the second game when Alan got injured. So we had a keeper crisis for the second leg, yeah. And Robbie Keane was suspended, of course, for the second leg as well.
You're going to have to remember all this stuff for Cass to jog his memory, because I know he's going to not remember.
We won, didn't we?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, the bottoms thing. It just never looked right. I never trusted a keeper. Taibbi was the last one I remember.
Dimitri Karin.
Yeah, what's the lad at Palace?
Oh, the Hungarian guy.
You're right,
who
Rich.
was in the Euros and was about 43 this past summer.
Begins with K.
Gabor Kiraly.
Kiraly, was it? I think it was Kiraly.
Wouldn't be a fan. It just doesn't look right.
No, I'm with you.
Something way off with it.
I'm with you.
You're a traditionalist, Joe. You're a football man again.
I still can't get my head around goalkeepers in short sleeve tops as well. It's not the way forward.
I tell you how to go with that as well, Gilesy.
Did he?
He did.
Did he?
I think it was either Pascal Almeta or Fabien Barthez in Marseille's run to the 93 European Cup final. And I'm fairly sure it was John. It's like, I don't like when as soon as he's going down for a ball, he'll find out about it if somebody goes in with their studs on him and he's got short sleeves on. Didn't like it.
Is there any side of Hamilton yet in the show? Have we got him? George Hamilton, we want you, please, come on. We are here with Air, home to Air Sport. Get amazing live sport content free with Air Broadband. And Richie, that means we're starting the news round. So where are we going?
We'll start with Jonathan Sexton, who insists he'll be fit for Leinster's Champions Cup quarter-final with Saracens. A glute injury hampered the out-half's kicking during Ireland's Grand Slam winning campaign. Speaking to Usheen today, Leinster head coach Leo Cullen offered an update on some of the others he hopes to have back as the provincial season heads to a climax.
Sean O'Brien got a bang on his shoulder in the Scarlets away game, but is making steady progress. It's settled down pretty well, so we'll see how he is over the next few days. Luke McGrath got the bang in the Scarlets at home game on his knee, but he's back training now, so he should be available for this week. Rhys Ruddock, someone who obviously got injured prior to Christmas in that Exeter game, but he's making good progress, not a million miles away. Back running, but not back rugby training just yet, so he still has a bit to go through. But overall, from the Six Nations, is pretty pleasing. And how the players have been managed has been excellent as well. So good communication there, I think, makes a big difference. And the trainers and medical staff have done a really good job there.
Johnny Walters.
Yeah, he's likely to keep playing for the Republic of Ireland, it seems. The Burnley striker absent from the squad that travelled to Turkey as he recovers from a knee injury. Walters turned 34 in September, and it was thought he'd follow Wes Hoolahan and Daryl Murphy in retiring from international football. But speaking with reporters in Antalya, Martin O'Neill says Walters is still keen to remain involved with the Irish setup.
Good on him. Let them retire you, not the other way around.
Well, that's great news. I think when you're a late developer, if certainly in international football, why not just carry on playing?
I think he's the type of character as well that can live with 5 minutes off the bench, 10 minutes off the bench.
Totally agree with that.
Just there'd be a negative influence.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's certainly good for younger lads that's coming in as well. So brilliant. I think that's great news.
News on Ruby.
Yeah, he's aiming to return to the saddle at the end of the month. The 38-year-old, of course, suffered a fracture to his right tibia following a fall at Cheltenham last week. Speaking to Nick Luck of Racing UK today, Ruby gave an update on his recovery.
No, just having put in a boot so that I can, I suppose, a little bit more mobility than a cast, but look, it's the inside of the old fracture is just reopened a bit, and the doctors, they aren't entirely sure how long it'll take, but we're hoping I can make Punchestown all the same.
Is it a different type of recovery for you than last time in November? I know it's obviously hopefully going to be much less time than you were off in November, but is it a different type of rehabilitation you need to put yourself through?
No, it's fairly similar. It's not, obviously there's loads of new callus and bone growth around that area anyway, so it shouldn't take as long, and it's not as severe a fracture as the last time. The last time was obviously a break right across my leg. Now it's only the reopening of the inside of it as such, so it's not as bad as the last time. Frustrating all the same, but look, I'm getting good at this rehab, Nick, so we'll give it another go.
Pragmatic as ever. The reopening of any wound or break is an unpleasant thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like opening, but reopening I especially.
The collective wince that went around this room when he mentioned that the old one had reopened was just like, oh Jesus.
I don't like to pick favourites in our listeners, Rich, you know that, but Walkinstown Beckenbauer
I'm pretty sure this is you and you're just texting in what tips are playing.
He is a favourite, the Walkinstown Beckenbauer.
His brother at least, anyway, telling his brother.
Often listens to the show in a shed.
His man cave.
Yeah, his
man cave.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the Walkinstown Beckenbauer could be female. Probably male. Okay, I'll give you that. Lads, I've learned something new about Beckenbauer, Walkinstown Beckenbauer here. So I'm piecing together his life story. Lads was on leave in Cyprus. Cyprus. There you go.
He spells the country weird.
There you go. There you go, Joe. Tell you.
He misspelled it. Honest.
Lads was on the autocue.
Was on leave in Cyprus.
Mistakes on TV, does he?
Was on leave in Cyprus, obviously just off the southwest coast of Turkey. Was on leave in Cyprus while serving. What? I only learned where Cyprus was in relation to Turkey this week.
Oh man,
it's relevant to his text.
I know where Cyprus is, by the way.
It's relevant to the rest of the text.
Carry on, Mr. Partridge.
Go on.
That was so Partridge. Holy shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Stop. Lads, says Walkinstown Beckenbauer, was on leave in Cyprus while serving in the Lebanon. Didn't know he served.
Fair play.
We got into a scrap with a load of Turkish Cypriots. Gave as good as we got, Walkinstown Beckenbauer. So the fighting was just not on the pitch that night. It was
you go.
In Cyprus, the Walkinstown Beckenbauer and his mates on leave from Lebanon
In Cyprus.
got into a fight in Cyprus.
Damien Duff's brother used to serve in the army in the Lebanon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's never talked about that.
Damien doesn't talk too much
Well,
about
I'll give you
anything
that,
personally, but no, I maybe shouldn't have said it, speaking out of term, I suppose, there, but no,
Very good. Fair play to him.
See, we've learned a lot of things tonight.
Yeah.
We've learned where Cyprus is in relation to Turkey.
Yeah.
And we've also learned that Duffer's brother served in the Lebanon.
Yeah.
South of Turkey, Cyprus, of course. Richie?
Ireland can bless the rains down in Africa, Joe. Their hopes of World Cup qualification in the cricket have received a timely boost.
West of Turkey.
Come on. A timely boost with the West Indies continuing the theme, beating Scotland in the Super Sixes match today. The Windies were bowled out for just 198 runs today, and the Scots were making good progress in their chase. They needed just 74 more runs from 88 balls when the rain arrived. Play was ended for the day, meaning the Duckworth-Lewis method sums were totted up, and the Windies won by just the 5 runs. Victory for UAE over Zimbabwe tomorrow is a must for Graham Ford's side, or the game being called off entirely. Ireland face Afghanistan on Friday, with victory a necessity.
And then finally, we had Paul McGinley was on the show last night. He was excellent on Rory McIlroy. Really, really interesting. Got very technical, which was kind of enjoyable for the golf nerds amongst us. And McIlroy was in action today. The WGC match play starts on a Wednesday.
Yeah, he teed off just after 6:30. He's actually just conceded the 5th hole there. So, pardon me, Peter Uline is 2 up through their first 4 holes, of their match in Group 6. The other match in Group 6 is all square through the first 2 holes. Brian Harman taking on Jonathan Vegas in that one.
Cheers. That's our news round done for this evening. A short break, and then I promise you a piece that you really should listen to, because it's important, and I don't know, you can judge for yourself. I'm not sure everything has been done correctly here when it comes to the Sports Capital programme. So we're going to talk about that with John Green from the Sunday Independent and with the ever-brilliant Paul Rouse from UCD next.
Off the Ball on News Talk in association with Air. Don't miss live and exclusive Premier League action this month on the Air Sport Pack.
The Eason Book Club on The Pat Kenny Show.
This month, Eason recommended 4 books for us. Red Clocks by Lenny Zumas, Tangerine by Christine Mangan, The Killing of Butterfly Joe by Rydian Brooke. And this April, the Eason Book Club Book of the Month is The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. It's 1969 in New York City's Lower East Side, and word has spread of the arrival of a travelling psychic who claims to be able to tell anyone the day they will die. The Gold Children, 4 adolescents on the cusp of self-awareness, sneak out to hear their fortunes. The prophecies inform their next 5 decades. Golden boy Simon escapes to the West Coast searching for love in 80s San Francisco. Dreamy Clara becomes a Las Vegas magician. Eldest son Daniel seeks security as an army doctor post 9/11. And bookish Varia throws herself into longevity research. We'll review the book from cover to cover on Thursday, the 19th of April, so do join us and discover more at newstalk.com/Eason's Book Club.
The Eason Book Club on The Pat Kenny Show, sharing book recommendations.